to this meeting of the Tairua-Pāuanui Community Board. Are there any apologies? We have Terry Walker, Councillor Walker and Gottlieb. Otherwise, we're all here. Item 1.3, public forum. Oriel, welcome.
Excuse me, I'm in my exercise clothes. I need to go to my class.
That's all right.
Are you in the camera?
No, no.
It won't be able to capture, but it'll poke up there with the camera angle.
Right.
Sorry.
You want to sit here so you can
You don't really need. It's only a quick one. I was advised to have made an application because I understand there's some money in the discretionary grant left over that needs to be spent by the 30th of June. And so we, as a Heritage Society, are making an application for $3,500. But it's an application for lights. Last year, we were given some money from the Mayor's Social Recovery Fund, and we use it to purchase lights for our shows. And it's a portable lighting system. And the idea is it's available in the community for anybody who wishes to use it. It's not like the lights you've got in the hall, it's LEDs. But we have 4 lights, 2 stands and a lighting board. And we really need to have another 4 lights to give us the ability to light up, in this case, a bowling track for our next show. In the past, we were able to borrow in return for a donation for Thames Music and Drama, and we borrowed their lights and their staging. But they are now in a situation where they're doing so many shows, it's difficult for us to be able to do that. So I'm just giving you some of the background to explain why we are applying for this money.
Are you looking for floods or
No,
spots?
They're really LED sort of spots, really. Yeah, they're quite adjustable. I mean, we used 4 last time, but it's really not adequate. And what we've got will take another 4 lights. But we would love to. They're under my bed at the moment because we have no space for Heritage. But we would love to be able to. We've already had one group who've come to put on something in the community that use them. So it's a community resource we're looking at, not just something for the Heritage Society and the Heritage players to use.
I know they're expensive.
Yeah, they are. I've got a quote from the same guy, Candidine in Auckland. It might be a little bit under 3,500. If it is, we will return the money. But because that's what we're after.
Have you got a little theatre light portable board?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's 6 channels, and we can put 2 lights on each channel. So we geared up for that. Yeah, that's what we purchased out of the Mayor's Fund and added money to it last year. Any other questions? No? Why?
She's
See you soon. Okay, thank you. I told you it was quick.
Thanks, Oriel.
Joe. Morning.
Morning. This morning, I think I know everybody, but I'm Jo Phillis. Here is the chair of the Tairua Residents and Ratepayers Association. I'm here really to present this paper that Annie Stevenson, one of our committee members, has put together. She's done a lot of work on this. And it's an application to find out a few things from you about our proposal to put a pontoon in the Tepe stream opposite the park, possibly. Really what we want from you is whether you support this proposal in principle, firstly, and secondly, whether we could get $1,000 from the community board to apply for resource consent to go forward with the proposal. As you know, there's the right of passage in Tairua is to jump off the bridge. This pontoon in that area would add to that playground feel. So we just feel it's a good community proposal. Great for the kids, great for the community, great for business, brings more people in. We've got, Annie's done a lot of work finding out from Waikato Regional Council about the consultation process. So we've found out who we need to consult with. But firstly, we need that $1,000 resource consent money to start. So I am booked for 2:30 this afternoon to talk through a bit more. Any questions at the moment? Anything I can prepare for that? No?
Cheers.
Right.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Good day.
Is there any further?
I haven't really been checking the respect, but just Joseph told me about this community meeting this afternoon, and I wonder where Tairua is in that. We haven't had any notification of.
So it's the networking meeting.
Right.
So if you want to come along and speak at the next one, we can book you in for the next one.
Okay.
Yep, certainly.
Right, there's no further public forum speakers. I so move that we Royal Farquhar and Joe Finnis is spoken to public forum. Can I have a second, please?
Yep.
I omitted to get someone to move and second the apologies, so I so move and have a second for apologies. Thank you. Any items not on the agenda? Any conflicts of interest? Okay, 1.6 minutes for confirmation. I've got a couple of notes on the before I move and be confirmed. Just whoever's typing the minutes up. My surname is spelled B-R-O-O-K-S. No Ian. My Christian name is Warwick, not W-A-R-I-C-K. Warwick. Has always been Warwick. In the public forum section, there's a presentation from Anna Van Limp from Pauanui. She's referring to the LTP, and the word is sufficient. It should read insufficient. Yes, she's complaining about. That's the notes I've got on. Is there any other matters arising from those?
Yeah, I spotted a simple spelling mistake somewhere.
Got to write it down, same as others.
Yeah.
Through the chair, you can just send us an email when you find out and we'll get it corrected for you.
Okay. Are there any other matters arising from those minutes? If not, can I have a move in a second, please? Or I'll move that they be adopted.
A second.
Thank you. I keep forgetting about it.
Yeah. Just need to look up Warwick.
No,
She's over to your side.
you're to my right, not in front.
Right, his blind side.
Okay, moving on. The discretionary fund request from the Tairua Heritage, 2.1.
Okay, I'll take the report as read unless there are any questions.
I don't have any questions.
Just, how much is in the description?
That's in the report.
Oh,
It was in there, there's still plenty.
We got 15,000. After, if you approve this, then there will be a balance of 13,000.
Just in relation to Oriel's comment about returning any, if it was less than that, I think probably they should amend it if there's any left, if they buy some spare leaves, poles. Having run some of these kinds of things in the past, they're quite expensive to replace them. You really do need spares. Nothing worse than doing a show run and then suddenly you, oops, lost a leg and given a replacement. Particularly when they've only got a small number of lights. But apart from that, it's fully in support of it.
These would be panels, but no panels of LEDs in them.
No,
they're-
individuals.
They're individuals.
Yeah, they're like a spotlight, more.
Yeah.
But technology's improved in the last 50, 60, 70 years since you played with them.
I still install them. There's
know
all sorts of LEDs, looking at them up here.
Yeah. No, they're like a spotlight.
We got them from prices for the fire brigade, and they were sort of $900 each, single bulb.
Yeah.
He's a bench operator, one.
They'll come down.
That's all good, I
It was just the other day.
yeah, I pleasure in so moving.
Yeah, I'd agree with him.
Okay. Sorry, I say move that the Tairua-Pāuanui Community Board approves the grant of $3,500 of the Tairua-Pāuanui Community Board Discretionary Fund to the Tairua Heritage Society to assist purchasing the lights plus spare bulbs that will enhance the theatre production and also be used for community events.
Happy to see all
All in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. 2.3. Right of Renewal, Paranui Business Association. Turn the page. Resolutions. The Tairua-Pāuanui Board receives the right of renewal of the Paranui Business Association's report dated 10th of May 2024. 2, recommends to Council that it approves the final right of renewal for 1 year from 1 July 2024 to 30 June 2025 to the Paranui Business Association for the lease of part of the Paranui Hub located at 23 Centreway, Paranui.
Question would be the way I
Nicole.
Nicole's on screen.
Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Warwick. How are you?
Ah, tickety boo. Goodness me. Oh, we nearly got the new signs, the slight pause. The hoarding, the TCDC hoarding is just about clobbering one of our notable citizens.
Okay.
Nicole. Let's hear it.
Well, just as per their lease, we are renewing for their last final term of 1 year. So pretty much we cannot deny them that year unless they have been in breach of their lease, and they haven't. So it's pretty straightforward.
Well, I got a question, and it not only involves this one, but it involves the Tairua Hall lease. The TNCs, or as you call them, outgoings.
Outgoings, yes.
Yeah. Why have we not had some relief from council? I thought this was in the pot. It's been in the pot for a while about these charges.
The rates you're talking about specifically?
The insurance, in this case, they have a proportion of the insurance and rates, don't they? They have a proportion.
Who are you referring to?
The Paranui Business Association part?
Okay, yes. They when they undertook their lease back in 2015, they actually negotiated out of those outgoings.
Well, how do they do that?
It was just up to whoever was negotiating the lease at the time.
So have some of that.
Well, that would have been us, wouldn't it?
So my question is, how come we've got the inconsistency with the Tairua Information Centre, who is in a similar kind of situation, is paying them?
Yeah, as I said, it's part of our leases and licenses to occupy policy that all parties actually pay the rates. It's actually in there. I'm not sure what happened in 2015 as to why they were waived. So I'm afraid I cannot comment on that. However, as I say, it is a standard clause in our outgoings and our leases template.
So,
yeah, sorry.
assuming that they're going to carry on at the end of the 12 months, running the information centre, there will need to be a new lease. So it will then line up with the same kind of leases as, for example, the Tairua Information Centre and Community Services Society pays outgoings.
Yes, that's what I'll be recommending at that time.
And the same goes for the hall.
Yep, the hall.
Why can't the council bear the cost of the rates themselves? I mean, it's just a simple pinch rate, isn't it?
Are you speaking about the hall?
Both of them.
Both. Well, they're both council-owned buildings.
Yes. They're both council-owned buildings and council pay the rates, and this is just recovery. So we recover those rates or those costs from them as part of their lease.
So you pay rates to yourself?
We pay for the rates. The council pays for all of its properties rates, and then we recover those costs by uncharging them to the tenants.
Yeah.
Can we see a copy of the check?
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's very satisfactory at all.
No.
But you know, but this, we'll deal with this one first, and then we'll move on to the second one. So,
Yeah, that's fine. Renew
Well,
the
that's straightforward, isn't it? It's got to be done anyway.
so I say move that. Where the hell is it? That the community board recommends to council that it approves the final right of renewal of 1 year from 1 July 24 to 30 June 25 to the Ōpāonui Business Association for the lease of part of the Ōpāonui Hub located at 23 Centreway. Can I have a seconder, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Three. The resolution is that the Tairua-Pāuanui Community Board receive the new lease of the Tairua Community Hall Society Incorporated dated 14th of May 2024, and 2, recommends to council that it enter into a new lease with the Tairua Community Hall Incorporated in accordance with the section 61 bracketed 2A bracketed A of the Reserves Act 1977 for the buildings outlined below and located 210 Main Road, Tairua, on the following terms: commencing 1 June 24, expiring 31 May 28, with the right of renewal of 2 terms of 3 years. Final expiry being the 31st of May 2034. The annual rent of $350 plus GST. The rent review every 3 years on renewal. The outgoings of TCDC rates, utilities and services in relation to the premises. Permitted uses for the purpose of the community hall facility. You would have read the background. Nicole, you got anything to add?
No, I haven't. I just take the report as being read. No, I've got nothing to add to that.
Well, I went to their meeting, their last meeting, just a few days ago. I think I said this previously. They are suffering from the lack of community of members. They have their AGM coming up shortly, a couple of which have indicated they want to retire. Now, they just paid $7,568.16 for rates, leases, outgoings. They can't afford to do that year in, year. You know, it's just, we argued last time about it. You know, I know Gary has agreed to renew the lease, but quite frankly, we need some help here somewhere. We just, they're going backwards. That is a lot of money for a council-owned building, and we just don't think it's fair. We need to address it somehow. Need some advice.
Do they get some funding? Do they have a funding agreement?
No.
They don't have a funding agreement.
No, I know this has been, well, it's been in the council for quite a while now, because it's just not the first time this has come up. There's a lot of halls around the peninsula that must be in the same road. And yet it doesn't seem to be have been addressed. Dean?
Yeah, through the chair, it won't help for this particular hall, but next year, in the upcoming year, council will be conducting a rating review, and so that will look at all of the associated policies around those things. So what I would suggest is that we take some of the questions that have been raised by the boards around, rates and leases, we feed it into that. I don't think you'll be alone. I think there'll be other boards that will be asking the same. So we'll make a note of that and make sure that's front and centre as to one of the things that you'd like the rating review to look at.
It just seems to, I think, for many of us, that we've got something like the hall, which is a community, and the rates in particular seem to be pretty high. And you're basically looking at a situation where it's run by volunteers.
For the community.
For the community, yeah. I mean, the information centre actually runs all the booking system for the Hall Society these days to try and ease that out. But it just seems an awful lot of money for a community organisation to find that essentially we feel is like flushing it down the toilet.
The maintenance. Now, I understand that the council maintain the exterior, is that correct? And the whole.
Yes, it is our building. We maintain the exterior.
What about the annex?
The annex, yes, it's part of it. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to check my records there, but I'm pretty sure we take care of it as our building.
So you didn't put the roof on it?
No, I don't think that's correct, Nicole.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I'm pretty sure the Hall Society owns it. They had to pay for the re-roofing.
Yeah. As I see on the attachment B, your little diagram, you actually have the lease area, Tairua Hall and annex.
So,
But you don't maintain it.
Just need to make sure that's clarified, I think.
rather than check for the roof.
Okay.
Yeah. Could you do that?
I can check that, yes, no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so can we advise the board committee to make the application for some funding?
From a discretionary grant.
Okay.
I'm just checking now to see if because there's already a report there for the Tairua Heritage Group, which clearly shows what the balance remaining would be of your discretionary fund after their 2,900 has come out. Then I'm just wondering if we can actually resolve as part of this report. Is that right, Dean? Part of this report, if they can use them?
Through the chair, I would say that they don't have an options assessment for a decision like that. Right, full scope of, although it's fairly similar to the last one, I would be hesitant unless it's extremely urgent. It can be added as an urgent item to the agenda or something like that.
Or
However,
they
it
can
should
make
come in July. It should probably
Yeah, so they can make an application to the discretionary fund next, come the 1st of July. And a report would come with all the pros and cons, etc.
Okay, I'm all for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very busy.
Yeah, it's used almost daily.
It's read. I say move the recommendation as read out. Can I have a second, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Get away again. Yeah. 2.4.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you, Nicole.
Thanks, Nicole.
It's all right. Thank you. See you.
Yes, yes. Standing orders.
Yes.
Item 2.4, proposed amendment to the Community Board standing orders. Recommendation is that the Tairua-Pāuanui Community Board receives the proposed amendment to Community Board standing orders, report dated 10th May 2024. And second, that we approve option 1 and adopts the Community Board standing orders amendment allowing elected members to attend meetings via audio-visual means to be counted towards the quorum as per standing order 11.1, and updates are made to reflect the change. This is pretty straightforward. You would have read it.
Yeah.
Any
It just lines
discussion?
up with the rest of the council, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We even need to do
Ah, we need it. And
that.
then
I'm still not dialing in July from Canada.
Well, I say move that we approve option 1 and adopt the Community Board standing orders amendment allowing elected members to attend meetings via audio-visual means to be counted towards the quorum as per standing order 11.1, and updates are made to reflect the change. Can I have a seconder, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. CAPEX.
Did you vote on that? Yes.
Yep. Recommendation of Tairua Community Board receives the Community Board CAPEX work program 23-24 and other operational information updates report dated 23rd of May. And there are attachments. Discussion. Where's my notes?
We've got Glenn online.
Says the concept design for Corey Park toilets will be available early June. Just wondering where that's going.
Did you hear that question, Glenn?
Where's the so that was about the state of the concept design for the toilets at Corey Park?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'll just share my screen through the chair.
Sorry?
Can you see that okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So just to help you orientate, the rugby buildings are out off here. I think you can see my cursor. So this section here is what we're proposing to refurbish the toilets to. So there'll be a roof on here. This is just cut away. Yep. So where Dean's pointing, yeah. So that's 3 stalls there that would be unisex, all visible and feeling safer for people to use. And then this room at the back here is the service room for toilet systems and things like that. And we'd be decommissioning the old men's toilet. So I'll just zoom out a little. Yeah. So this is the decommissioned men's on the left side here in yellow, and then on the right hand side is the what our current concept plan is for the new toilets.
You're going to gut what is there now.
Sorry?
You're going to gut what's there currently on the ladies' side.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and tuck that in there.
Yes, indeed.
So that is that a short wall on the outside
So we're
Yeah, where your cursor is there.
yeah. So where it says communal hand basin, yes. So that will be a short wall, probably with a little bit of visibility through it, or something. But yeah. So a bit of
the main road toilet, something like that.
Yeah.
So effectively, they're going straight in from the outside.
Yes. Yeah. So these would be. There's no intention to have these as some kind of semi-changing room, sort of, guys in rugby boots can go in and change their kit. This is purely a public toilet for the public. So that where we've decommissioned the men's, we haven't yet made a decision about whether we just lease that back to the rugby club as they use it for storage or.
They don't want to know about it. They want it demolished.
Okay, cool.
So that's opening up onto Hornsey Road. We'll take a road.
No, it's opening up on the Manaia.
Manaia and Tairua.
And Tairua.
Yeah.
Have we had a costing?
Not yet. So we need to take this back and get it costed. There's a little bit of room to, if it doesn't quite fit inside the budget as it stands, we can descope it a little bit and get it inside the budget. We're reasonably confident of that at the moment.
Okay,
That's good.
okay.
Must be a confident budget, man.
Must know someone. Yeah. So, can you just make make it a little bit bigger? Just the right-hand side one, please. Yeah. It's all right. It's just that I'm half blind, so it's helpful. Okay.
That's good. So the systems and things are all out.
Yeah. So all the cleaners equipment, so service room here, and then just the 3 unisex pans basically is the takeaway message.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lighting, presumably movement activated?
I'm not down at that level of detail in the project, but yeah, there'll be some basic lighting and enough to discourage vandalism and make sure that people feel safe, that they can walk up to it and feel safe walking up to it before the rest of the lighting's kicked in.
Yeah.
What about the roof? Is it a totally new roof?
Let's just scroll back to the that looks like a new roof line through there.
The other one's rotten.
Yeah.
They've already replaced it on the gym bar, haven't they?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's still leaking. No, I don't think so. No, it leaks.
Well, they did a couple of years ago.
No, it's leaking.
It's still nice.
But the rest can fall down the colour. I guess it's still in the rock wall. Yeah, all right.
If the council own that, they'll be responsible for the exterior of the building too. Can't work, is it?
Paths going in, please? Sorry, is there a...
Sorry, what was the question?
The paths going in.
Yeah, there'll be
Is it existing or is a new one needed?
Oh, I don't know, sorry. We'll need to just have a look at that.
There is a path there, yeah. Just
yeah.
Don't know whether it doesn't go across into Tairua.
No.
So it's outside the evolution.
This drawing here, we've got bespoke paths matching up with where the doors are. So, yeah.
That's all right.
Looks very good.
It does.
Okay. Excellent. Are there any other questions about the CAPEX program?
The landscaping, the extra landscaping work on the skate park.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen?
No. I don't know. You'd better see it if it had, I think. Yeah.
I
almost missed the time to get grass and stuff growing there, haven't we?
Yeah, we are getting a bit close to winter. I'll just follow up with Kathy on that one. She's an experienced landscape architect, so I assume that she's mindful of those things.
Yeah. On the plus side, it has been really well used. And nicely used too, so.
Yeah, that's right. The older kids are helping the little kids. It's great.
Yeah, it's been a really good positive vibe around it. And I think that's partly because the design was got right. So it's something where little kids can be comfortable. My 2.5-year-old granddaughter, who admittedly knows no fear, is just as happy on there as the teenagers are. And, you know, and as Chris said, you're actually seeing the older kids helping the younger kids, which is really nice. But the design is such that it actually facilitates both. So a big plus to designers and builders.
I can just add the landscaping. Yeah, it was always to be done end of June, beginning of July.
Oh, okay.
Got answers coming back to help and to sort that out with Kathy.
Oh, okay.
It was always planned for June, July.
This is first 2 weeks of June on here. That's what yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Just I had one other question, Chair. The Holland Stream below, back here, it says current project will be closed pending the proposed Mount Avenue pipe upgrade in year 4 of the draft plan. Is there some monitoring to make sure that what's been done actually works? Is that part of the deal? We went and had a look last meeting, and because there was hardly any water in there at that point in time. But is there any kind of monitoring to make sure that it actually is working and that the bottom end stays clear?
Through the chair, I don't know about that. Sorry, but I can ask.
It's just it looks like it's going to work.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That was my question. Who's monitoring it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understood it was being monitored. I don't know.
Through the chair, if I remember correctly, Ian had committed to monitoring it.
Keeping an eye.
The question will be whether the board will have visibility of that or not, and how to get visibility of that. And I'm not sure that we covered that during the site visit. So maybe that's a follow-up action that we can take away to Ian and his manager and just talk it out. Yeah, the board just getting a 6-monthly or something.
It doesn't need to be extensive, but it's been such a, what did we say, Chris, 20 years?
It's been a bit long-winded, right?
Yeah. And I think it's important that, you know, a lot of work's been done to make sure that it's been effective. And if there is an issue, that it can be flagged and addressed pretty quickly rather than drag it out again.
Yeah.
I think we're waiting for it to be truly tested again for the event, aren't we?
Well, we're happy to wait 10 years or more for that. Or longer.
All right.
Thank you. That was all my question.
So I so move that the Tairua Community Board receives the Tairua-Pāuanui Community Board CAPEX work program 23-24 and any other operational information update report dated 23rd of May. I have so moved. So I have a seconder, please.
Yes.
Aye.
Thank you. Action schedule. Recommendation is that the Tairua-Pāuanui Community Board receives the action schedule report dated 8th of April 2024. Any comments?
There's been 2 reports for this meeting, so.
Yeah, well, I understand we've had it dirty drilled. I heard it worked pretty well. Have you had any fire?
No.
No, right. It has been done. And there's no more ponding occurring.
On the football field.
Yeah,
I saw the,
contract, yeah,
the
very
contractor there drilling it.
very dry, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you drive past this morning?
No.
I just wondered if there was a bit of rain last night.
Yeah, no. But it didn't happen, yeah. But he certainly went over with his tractor and he drilled his guy.
Well, yeah, was there anything else recommended in that report to be done?
So the report.
I missed it. I think we got it. I didn't see it. But I thought it said it was going to be available today.
The last I heard was that the report had actually come in before Derek went off, and there was no time to get any money in the LTP. But that soil, that's that big dirt pile, are going to be using that to actually level out the field. But it's full of stones and stuff, so I understand it all has to be silt. And they do know that the parks team do know that there is actually not enough dirt on that pile to do the whole field. So they're on the lookout for more fill.
This would be a great time to do it, what we've got there, the lower parts, you know,
Well, no, they can't do it at the moment because the fields are being used by soccer. So at the time we did not know about that. So there's soccer on there, so the field will be closed, from my understanding, end of August through to December so that they can get the grass strike.
Right. Okay.
So they'll need a bit of time.
So there will be no sports that will be closed. So I can get a further update from Derek on that, but that was the last I heard was that the field will actually be closed for that three-month period completely so that the grass can get the good strike to come back.
So have the rugby club and various other users been told this?
The rugby club has been informed by the parks team of what is going to be what's going to be occurring there.
There's never going to be a right time, is it? It's
No,
got to be done.
It's just
It's
making
got to
sure
be done autumn.
spring or autumn, the only
Yeah,
options.
there's no option, otherwise, yeah,
Spring
we're never
really.
going to sort it. That's good.
Next challenge is going to be keeping the kids on.
So, yeah, so
Wheelies.
the levelling work will take place on the 31st of August
Oh, yeah.
when all the football games have been finished. So the works involve materials from the skate park excavations through a trommel sill and spreading this out over the field, targeting the low spots through the middle and side of the field. Some of these depressions are over 100 mil deep and will require time for grass coverage and root structures to establish. Yes, so with the delays to our timeline, I certainly the field will allow heavy vehicle movement after. So they will close the field down come that 31st of August when they start the work.
It'll be closed through to Christmas, basically. Is
That was my understanding, yeah.
I've got a comment there. When we requested a list on parks and reserves, they sent out a list, but it didn't tell us anything. It didn't. What we were asking for was a list or a budget for what's going on in Tairua-Pāuanui. The list we got was a blanket list for the whole area, nothing designated for us. So we're still, the parks and reserves, as far as I'm concerned, is a big joke. We don't see sport. We don't see no horizon at all about what's going on.
Okay, I'll follow
The
that
planting, I know Joe has had some discussion with, our resident ratepayers have had a discussion with them about plantings. But honestly, we need, I don't know where we are. Is there a budget? Is there a separate budget for Tairua-Pāuanui? Or is it just lived into, bundled up into one big bunch, treated as one at I'd love to know.
So I'll follow that up with Parks Day, because we've got a new financial year starting in July, so there should be a new budget. And there should be.
What happened to the last one? The last budget.
Well,
I'm interested in the new one.
Well, we must have truckloads still, isn't
I mean,
Jeez. I will follow up both of those things because the board, I always thought that a report came to the boards at the beginning of each financial year saying exactly what the minor works and everything were going to be. But I will follow that up through with Derek.
I mean, under our
We'd
terms
also
of
like to know
reference,
what the hell the maintenance.
under the board's terms of reference, Parks and Reserves is listed in there, but we don't have any consultation or communication at all. We don't know what the hell's going on. So this needs to be, we need some action. I mean, Shabum came to a meeting months ago, and we haven't seen a high, and he promised all sorts of things. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing has happened. Prior to Christmas, we were begging for things to be done. Didn't happen.
How's the mowing going?
Well, the grass not growing so much now. Let's wait for the next time. It was. So please, we need some action.
I'll follow it up.
Right. So I so move that the Tairua-Pāuanui Community Board receives the action schedule report dated 8th of April 2024. Can I have a second, please?
Yeah.
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 One more report. Oh. Comments? By a abridged report.
Did it get edited or anything? Who does the editing?
So, I say move by report. Can I have a second, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are we going with the concerns you raised in your report, Mr. Chair?
Comment reply in hand. Yeah. We're doing. We finished at 10. Okay. I say move that we close the meeting. Yeah.